Xabi Alonso loses another big game as a manager, and Nelson is back to pay for Chelsea's team.
I'm here to explain.
Welcome back to another episode of Bolaki Podcast. You explain Taya. You would explain Taya.
There's reasons.
There's reasons. We'll get to these reasons, but let me first destroy my not destroy. Let me have a word with my manager first.
Of course, everybody had a rough weekend. It seems.
Yeah, everybody but City and Barcelona had a rough weekend.
Maybe Milan.
Milan won.
They had a good weekend.
Yeah, they had a good weekend. Well, I guess since the authority was won. But we'll start with IQ deep dive this episode. Deep diving into the Madrid Derby that Atletico won 5-2. Let's try and get this over as fast as we can, shall we? Can you do me that favor? Because this is painful. Okay, so Atletico went 4-4-2 with Solos up and Julian Alvarez, who played out of his mind up top. But Julian Alvarez has license to roam around, especially around the inner left. Basic 4-4-2, but they Atletico very aggressive, everything is just 110% in everything they do. Xabi Alonso tweaked the lineup firstly, which in hindsight it was a bad idea, bringing in Jude in the middle and pushing Arda out wide and dropping Mastantuono. One thing that I did not like that he did was dropping Tchouaméni as a third center back and leaving Jude and Valverde in the midfield against this pressure, this aggressive, very, very intentful, if that's the word, Atletico Madrid team. The thing is, when we had more possession, but it was pointless possession. So when we turned over the ball, it just went. And it was always like Valverde left on his own in the midfield with Jude trying to track back. But I think that Xabi Alonso should have played Tchouaméni back in his sixth position so he could deal with what Julian Alvarez was dropping to do in these spaces. Julian Alvarez had like 5 shots. Like it was just like shooting practice almost. But that's not even the worst thing that happened to Real Madrid. I think the worst thing that happened to them was just desire. Just plain old desire. Atletico Madrid scored 3 goals off crosses. 1 was disallowed in the first half alone. Just the first half. 3 goals off crosses. They're winning every 50-50 ball. They felt like they did what you would expect them to do, but we're still somehow not prepared. And again, even though that is the biggest piece of the story where like they just wanted it more than us, I think that Xabi Alonso, not starting Arda in his, even though he played well on the right, not starting him in the midfield where he's been balling out, and playing Jude from the start. Jude hasn't even played a full game all season yet. Starting him in the game, and Jude played well. Not to throw him under the bus, he always plays well. Jude will always give his all. Right. He always go into the tackle. He always make runs. He played well, but I didn't think it was time for him to start yet. Mastantuono came in earlier on in the second half, but he takes out Arda for Mastantuono. I'm like, Arda, who scored that lovely goal, who assisted Mbappe for the goal, had a great season, and say great end of last season, great start of this season. Why are you taking him off in the 59th minute? Take off Bellingham. Again, I love Jude, but again, he's not ready. Take off Bellingham, bring in Mastantuono, push Arda back in the midfield with Valverde, Mastantuono out there, Vini, Mbappe. Mbappe had 1 shot. Vini had 0 shots. We didn't create anything. We had all this possession and we didn't create anything. It could have been seven. Like it literally could have been seven. Solos missed a one-on-one that he could have scored, and actually he missed two one-on-ones that he should have scored. One he took a bad touch. Um, Simeone's son, I forget his first name, uh, was played in on the right. I believe that was offside as well, but he could have scored. It could have been very bad. But again, back to the original point where Xabi Alonso is just doing too much in big games. You go back to um, the Europa League final against Atalanta. You go back to Club World Cup against PSG. Like these big games, he just fails to do the things that got him there. Like he would. You remember when Pep used to do that all the time?
Of course.
When Pep used to do that all the time is, I think it was up until he lost that Champions League final against you guys. Then he kind of like started having a little sense. But yeah, Xabi Alonso, I think that I mean he's learning, he's young. I don't want to like go in on him or like call for his head or anything, but I think by now he should learn from all these experiences in big games that he needs to stick to what makes sense, what got him there, what made him successful up until that point. Because every single big test in Real Madrid colors he has failed so far. And it just makes me miss Zidane so much. Zidane never lost games like this, home or away, 10 men or 11 men. He just didn't lose games like this. So hopefully, I mean, for betterment of my club, hopefully Xabi Alonso gets it right. But a little frustrated.
Definitely understand that. Just from a no chips in the basket type of situation, just looking at it. Obviously, Atletico Madrid. When I think of a team in Europe that like typifies or identify, like they're able to impose their identity on the pitch.
Yeah.
Like just song every note, they don't miss their orders from their general.
Yep.
Whereas I think right now Real Madrid is learning themselves. They're trying new things. There's a settling that needs to occur
For sure.
before you can really, Atletico Madrid's a settled side, one of the most settled sides. I feel like, yeah, they can sign people that are new and new pieces, but they have a way of recruiting the right player.
Yeah.
And there's very, very little of a learning curve, I feel like, or less rather.
Yeah.
So it's early.
It is early.
It's a big match to drop in an emphatic, emphatic scoreline, but yeah.
It's who two players that have had a great couple months that this was their first whoa moment. Dean Huyson could not handle Soloff. He just couldn't handle him. And Alex Carreras on the left, he's been brilliant. I don't know what happened to him. It was just like I think it was those games. Because Dean Huyson missed the PSG game because he got sent off the game before. So this was his first big game for Real Madrid. And Alex Ferreras, this was his first big game as well. They both looked like...
Yeah, there's going to be some learning on the job. On the job learning.
Like this is
a lot.
A step ahead. It reminds me of even, to the Dean Huyson point, Kirkes for Liverpool.
That's another
he's also learning.
He's learning on the job. You're watching it happen in real time.
Verts.
Prong, Verts, all those guys. This isn't Football Manager or FIFA where you just sign a player and automatically, they just step into form and there's no learning curve or period. So we know that. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, everybody knows that. But yeah, like just to close on the fiasco. Atleti had 13 shots, 7 on target. We had 6.
Peppered.
6 shots, half the shots, and like almost a third on target. 6 shots, 2 on target with almost 60% of possession in and around. So it was, you could tell like what Atleti were trying to do, even from the first kickoff. Like they do this all the time against us because they know like that's what we don't want. We don't want anyone just coming at us right from the jump. So It's something. I mean, fair play to them. Deserved. Julian Alvarez played out of his skin, um, and yeah,
I know he was on the market, and I know that was kind of like Atletico. There wasn't really much discussion. He was kind of the place that he wanted to go. But what a player, and
what
what a
a player!
signing for them.
What a player!
Really make them dangerous because he's kind of can just do. He can do many different things. He's so dangerous from the free kick.
Yep.
You play him into space.
Yep.
He can kind of play a little bit wide if
Yep.
need be. He can do a
Left
job.
or right.
Yeah, can do a job.
Yep.
So
And he runs. He works hard.
bundles of energy, and he's not going to give you. It's rare that you see somebody that fast who can also finish his dinner.
Yes.
And that's a dangerous man. So
Very, very dangerous man. After the game, Simeone was saying, like, it was, waxing lyrical about him. And he was like, that's why we need to take care of him. He needs to be part of this club for many, many years. Because he knows.
He's struggling.
Lewandowski is 38.
Yeah.
Barcelona will come knocking. He knows.
Yeah.
And obviously he's Argentine. He wants to, go there. But yeah, that was the deep dive. Any last thought? Let's just move on. Let's just move on. But
well, my last thought would be, in the pressers that you're seeing from Xabi Alonso, are you seeing a man in reflection? Or are you seeing a
Yes.
man who is adamant, stubborn about his ideas?
oh no, I think
There's two ways.
yeah, it is two ways. That's a great point. That's a great question. I don't see I don't see a Ruben Amorim in him. I'll tell you that. Okay, maybe that's too extreme.
No, it's not. That's perfect.
I don't see that.
That's perfect.
Yeah, he did say like we have to learn that they didn't play collectively. They have to learn, and loss hurts and stuff like that. And, the right things, but again, just his big game record just makes me a little nervous.
Yeah. After a big game like that, you're going to get a lot of coach speak, but at the same time, you will get a little bit. I think there's a little bit of honesty that you can kind of weed out from all the statements that are made that are, pretty corporate. You can't really suss it out. And so, the lads gave their all.
Give that all,
Okay,
yeah.
bro. Okay.
Back to the drawing board.
All that. But in between all that, sometimes you'll see a guy
Like Slot.
who will be like, my bad. Like I learned, I'm learning, and that's a little bit more palatable. You can get. It's harder to get mad at somebody who tells you they're learning. It's another thing if they're like, "What do you mean?" Like,
I will not change my system.
yeah, I'm not changing my system. Like it's not my fault. Like we had a bad window or whatever. It was raining. Like whatever it may
Who
be.
said it was
It
raining?
was Ty who said that's right. It wasn't an actual gaffer, but it's just one of my favorite things.
I was like, it was raining. That sounds familiar.
But
But
yeah,
anyway, but yes, to your question, he's saying the right thing. So hopefully he learns again. I'm not calling for his head or anything, but we'll see. Speaking of stubborn managers, Ruben Amorim has to be the most unserious, not manager, human being I've ever seen in my entire life. This is becoming borderline concerning.
yeah. I was in Las Vegas when we played Man United. And almost ruined my vacation just because I lost to a manager who I
Even that game, when you guys went a man down, they didn't dominate the game. They didn't.
well, we'll get to my manager and Chelsea and red cards and disciplinary situations. But that game, yeah, we gave that. I mean, a lot of me thinks we gave that to them. It was a red card after 5 minutes. We subbed off all front three. It was cowardice personified. But it was, either way, to come off the heels of that, what I consider a big win for Manchester United, and then lose to Brentford without Wissa, without Thomas Frank, without Mbuemo.
And Brentford they didn't start well this season. They've scored first like 5 or 6 times and hadn't won any of those games.
Yeah, and I haven't seen his post-match presser or anything like that, but I know it's probably more of the same. It's an extremely hot seat. Um, I think a month ago, beginning of September, I was thinking, who's going to go first? Is it going to be Amarin or is it going to be Graham Potter at that point? Just because there was such, I mean,
I think Amorim would have gone for. I mean, Graham Potter's gone now, but I think I read somewhere that in his deal, and I'm sure if I say this, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. But in his deal, if he's sacked before his within his first year, he gets
a lot of money.
compensated.
Yeah, of course. That's how it
So
goes.
I think that United are waiting till November the 11th or something
To do
weird,
it.
and once midnight,
Yeah. Ratcliffe, yeah.
sorry, midnight, he's gone.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Sir Jim doesn't play that. I mean, he's gonna look at the. I mean, if he can save some pennies, he probably will do that if that's in the paperwork. But I do think he has like this type of armor. He thinks he has plot armor. Like, oh, yeah, I'm a main character. I'm gonna.
Who, Jim?
No,
Oh, right.
I'm in.
Oh yeah.
He's like, things are happening, but it's just character development for me, the main character. Like, I'm gonna be around for season after season.
Yeah.
You know, that's just not the case. You don't get that much time as a manager to implement your ideas without proof of concept. And
No backing.
there's no ROI
No.
whatsoever. So I don't know. I can't really talk because I'm not really in a great spot either. But
He's
at least I back my manager.
He's unserious. That's what he is.
As of right now, I back my manager.
As of right now. It's on pencil right now. But Arsenal, Stoke City again. They Stoke City their way to 3 points. Credit to them.
I was watching that game at a pub with my dad in Midtown, actually, and we, Arsenal fans all around us, and yeah, two very scrappy goals. Mikel Merino is not a midfielder. I don't think he's Spanish either.
you think it's English?
That doesn't happen. Spanish midfielders are either tick-tock, 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 tick, or they're Sergio Busquets.
Yeah.
You don't
Guile.
really see somebody who is tall, imposing, arrives in the box, Drogba-esque finishing in terms of headers,
Yeah.
reliable, crazy player.
Yeah.
I would kill for somebody like that.
Yeah. He actually is a Chelsea player, to be fair.
I mean,
I think he's a Chelsea player.
it would be nice, but it's maybe in a different era,
Maybe.
for sure.
Maybe, but it was a good game. I thought that Gabriel was lucky to still be on the pitch.
Yeah, it played terrible.
Yeah, and hitting Voldemort at that high could have easily gotten himself sent off.
It was really upsetting to me, at least as a fan of my club, to see two clubs go to St. James Park, struggle significantly, and obviously honestly deserved maybe to share points
Yes,
or lose straight up.
and they came out
And
with 3 points.
St. James, snatched snacked.
The chain.
No, what am I trying to say? They snatched defeat out of the jaws of victory or whatever.
Victory out of the jaws of defeat.
Yeah, thank you. But that's what they've been doing. You
Yeah.
got to feel for Eddie Howe, but at the same time, finish the
Finish
the damn
Baltimore could have sealed it. They had decent chances, but again, it's just those crosses. Even the the Saliba is throwing in front of the goalie.
It's bull. I
Yeah.
hate it's haramball, but it's very useful. And like I said, it's what we like. I think I said this months ago, but the way they play is how Jose. You see this? It's 2005 Premier League champions. This is Jose right there. The way that we played in that season and the season after that, we were, 1-2-0 victories boring Chelsea's
Boring,
what they
I
used to
remember,
say.
yeah, boring Chelsea, yeah.
Drogba would score maybe a flashy goal, unflashy goal. You know, we'd bring on John Obi Mikel.
Yeah,
You
just
could take
forget,
the train,
just leave.
you know. Thank you. I can get home.
When
Beat the
Obi Mikel
rush.
comes in, it's just like
So
a wrap.
I get it. But I think he's got taken to another level with the amount of center backs on the pitch and the way they spam goals. But 3 points there, you know.
3 points. And last thing I was going to mention is last um, two big games that since Eze was signed against Liverpool, again against City, he did not start Eze either on the left or in the midfield. He started Eze against Newcastle, and again, like Arsenal altogether, I'm not sure if they will say they played well or not, but Eze was dangerous. He had like three shots at the top of the key that forced save twice from Nick Pope, I believe, and one just went wide. Like he wasn't like great or fantastic, but he was creative. So hopefully, Arteta becomes that much more adventurous or much more brave in his lineup. I say hopefully, just hopefully for Arsenal fans, he does that because you that kind of player has to play week in week out
Right.
from the jump. And I thought that game he showed his level there, where even though he wasn't like a spectacular game, he was still impactful. But anyway, Crystal Palace snatching victory out of the jaws of a tie. They should have. They shouldn't even have been in the position where they needed a last minute goal to win because Mateta missed a couple chances.
headers.
And then Nketiah missed a header that he should be at least putting on target. Like it was about to be another case of Liverpool didn't play well and they're about to get something from this game again. But shout out to Crystal Palace, 18 games undefeated at this point. Joint lowest goals conceded as well. Yeah, having a good season. And this is Glasner's last year of his contract.
Yeah, no, big result for Glasner. He was right. He was right to throw his toys out the pram about Mark Gahey departing on the transfer deadline day because, they have a good squad. They do. If it were, God knows if they were able to hold on to where they'd be in the table.
Well, they're third now.
I mean, they're doing just fine. But I just, with that type of player in your squad, the sky's the limit. They're playing well. And this is when I saw Palace beat Liverpool initially in the cup a month ago.
Yeah, in the Community Shield.
I was happy about watching Liverpool play that game as well as watching them play that game. I was excited because I knew defensively they weren't as sound as they thought they were. But I think the way that they score and how dynamic they are in other parts of the pitch, they're able to kind of mask those defensive frailties. But when you come up against a team like Palace, that again, like we talked about with Madrid, that's so sure in their identity.
Yeah.
Sound and they know exactly what they're trying to do on the pitch. They've played well together. It's hard to fight with that type of synergy, that chemistry.
That chemistry, I think chemistry is the word. They look, there's a word for it, like these, I think it's symbiotic. There's very, like everybody is just knows what to do, especially the wing backs. Sometimes Munoz goes and Mitchell stays. Sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes they both go and either Wharton or Kamada or Hughes, if he's starting, stays. Like sometimes when Mitchell goes on the left, Gahey can go and support. Like they just only Gahey is allowed out of the back three. It seems like only him is allowed to pick his spots to join. They are a fantastically coached team. Fantastically coached. Kudos to them. And they're third, so we'll see how long they can keep this up with Europe as well. So let's go to the blue side of London, Chelsea. have had a rough 3 games. They lost to Bayern, they lost to United, they lost to Brighton. Thoughts?
Yeah, just going through those last couple of fixtures, um, the Bayern game was always going to be a tough one. Watching that game in real time, I didn't get to talk about it. I think I was out sick that week. But watching that game, the goals that I have to say, gave Bayern is very, like, we allowed ourselves to be exposed, and kind of capitulated pretty early on after, I mean, the first goal. I'd say there was kind of just a thought that there was a little bit of patch where we kind of fought for the game, but by and large we capitulated completely and totally. And then you go to the Man United game. The early card completely changed the complexity of the game. I was very disappointed in the approach that Enzo took substitution wise during that game. Cole Palmer's dealing with a growing injury, so that's why he came off. But to sub off Estevao and Neto,
Neto was the one that shocked me.
he was shocked himself. You saw it on his face. Pretty much killed the game. Invited pressure onto a team that's frail defensively. I said it at the beginning of the season. Trevor Chalobah is a good player. Tosin Adebayor is a good player as well, but that is not a champion, or it's not a top four or a title winning back pairing. There's not Tosin is a nice man, gentleman, but he's not an alpha on the pitch. Nobody's really, if I'm a striker in the Premier League, I'm not afraid of Tosin Adebayor, who was signed by Chelsea off of a free from Fulham. It's not like he was a City Academy guy, so he's not. I don't fear somebody like that, and that's what we're seeing. I think the philosophy against the teams that we come against is, if you ask the question, if you press our defense, we will crack, we will concede, and depending on how we react to those conceding those goals, the game can go one of two ways, and it's gone one way specifically. The red card again this past weekend against Brighton completely changed the game, the complexity of the game. We made substitutions, but most importantly, Brighton made substitutions after that red card. We started that game well. We were able to Enzo crashed the box, was able to get a goal. And after that red card, Brighton made several attacking subs to try and chase the game. And because they knew exactly what I just said. If you keep asking the question, we'll probably give you one or two goals. And that's exactly what happened. To add insult to injury, the last minute, I think Sanchez just, he tried to play it out through the back. Reece James had a moment of madness. It's painful because Danny Welbeck typically always scores against Chelsea, no matter what team he's playing for.
United, Arsenal.
It doesn't matter where he's at. And that player is the type of player we lack after spending hundreds of millions in the window to try and find a striker, just a bagsman, we would welcome a player of that type of ilk. Who we don't have to worry about, he's too young, or is he going to get hurt, or he's not, you can't play him 90 minutes and expect every game and expect wonder, but to do a job.
You know what, you remember when Drogba came back to Chelsea? He wasn't the starter, but if you needed if you needed somebody to step in,
if it's getting hairy,
he will come in and do a job. Question for you, based on the point you just made, do you miss Nicholas Jackson?
I don't miss Nicholas Jackson. I don't think we had a good window we had a good outgoing window, so we were able to eschew a lot of talent that we needed to get rid of. We were able to get rid of and get a lot of money, a high return on investment. But the key note there is the things that I thought about at the end of the window is, did we get a center back? to reinforce our back
Yep.
line? Did we get a goalie to reinforce our goal,
Yep.
that situation? And did we get a striker to replace what we sold in Nico Jackson? The answers to those questions is
No.
no, and that's a problem. Like that was always going to be a problem. So I miss Nico Jackson only for the fact that he provided depth that we are lacking to a certain extent. I was hoping to see a little bit more from Garnacho and Bino Gittins by this time, but it seems like Maresca is kind of proceeding with caution. I don't know if we would do the same thing if we were able to get Xavi Simmons. We wound up spending a boatload for Bino Gittins in retrospect if he's not ready.
How much?
It's like 55 million. So it's quite a bit to have a player who's still not ready. That left wing, until further notice, is still a weak spot for Chelsea. And, it's this last season we started hot. I think Maresca started hot, and then we went through a rough patch. I think most Chelsea fans are worried that that's what we're doing. We're heading towards now, where we're gonna have to just kind of
Same period as
you know what I mean?
last year.
Where we're gonna have to like sweat it out and like find ourselves again. But I don't really think that's the issue at hand. In my notes, one of the things I want to mention, a few things rather, I won't get too much into it, but we're going to get into it in the podcast. Enzo's a young manager, so where he's learning on the job. He had a presser today in advance of the Benfica matchup tomorrow, and he's been on the job for about 18 months. You look at Arteta; he's been in the job for about 6 years. Am I happy with how he finished his first year? Yes. But were there moments where I was of deep concern? Yes. And I think, like we were just discussing early in the episode, if you have a manager who's humble and understands that, I can't be as rigid as I have been, that is encouraging. I'm just, as a Chelsea fan, getting kind of fed up with the whole, you have to be patient. You have to be patient. Like, we should try and... I feel like a lot of the pieces to win are available, given the investment that's been made. So it's just a little bit, got to figure out where we're at in, they call it Project 2030, but I feel like we're ahead of schedule, but also the gap between us, Arsenal, and Liverpool in terms of consistently. I think on our day, we could beat the two teams.
Yes,
That's
I think
me.
so.
I might be crazy, but I think that's just me. But
it's not far.
In terms of consistency over a game, 10 games, and I'm not saying we play each other 10 times. I'm saying Chelsea plays 10 games against everybody. Arsenal plays 10 games against Liverpool plays. I think over those 10 games, you would see the gap between the clubs. So, and another thing, I think the board isn't worried about Maresca. They're backing him, and just candidly, I don't think binning him. I mean, these are some pretty big losses that he's had. I think in the Roman era, he would be gone.
Oh yeah.
Helicopter would come up.
Land in the middle of the training field, and
but you got to ask yourself, what good would that do right now to bin him off? Is there a better manager on the market? What would that do in terms of the work that he's done thus far? Would that set us back? There's a lot of questions because he is. He's not. I worry because he's not using the talent that's been acquired by the board. If that makes sense.
Like who? Like
Garnacho, Gittins.
Yeah. Okay.
There's pieces that he's not using that. If you throw like that type of silent tantrum as a manager, you're like, hey, we didn't get a center back in the window. We need Levi Cole. You're saying these things that can't be fixed. The board will be like, all right, word, you can't do it. You're gone. We're going to find somebody who can. Because there are managers who can get through tough periods. Thomas Frank. I mean, it just takes a little bit of know-how. So, another thing I noticed, we won the Club World Cup, but I think in terms of injuries, we're seeing a little bit of having to pay the devil here.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that coming.
Yeah, everybody,
Everybody saw that coming.
everybody said that. Like people were like, well, I'm glad. People who were not included in the Club World Cup, Arsenal, Liverpool, etc., and Manchester United, all those people, right? Well, I'm glad I'm not in there because my club, everybody's gonna get injured. Yes, that's true, but looking back on it, I don't think I would have changed what had happened.
No.
But
Trophy in hand all the time.
But you look at Vitinha and Kvaratskhelia are both out, I think, for the clash up against Barcelona for PSG. Additionally, for Chelsea, we lost Levi Colwill non-contact. Palmer's nursing a growing injury that could, knock wood, not get any more serious because those types of things can warrant surgery, and that could really agitate the situation. So, we kind of messed around and didn't get that much out of the last period where it was kind of weaker fixture-wise. Now we're into the business end of the first half of the season. We've got Benfica on the horizon. We've got Liverpool after that. We've got no Trevor Chalobah for that matchup. We've got no Wesley Fofana for that matchup because Philip Jorgensen concussed him. So I think it's going to be Hato and Josh Achampong as our center backs against the defending title holders. And then you got our fullbacks and everybody else, but it's really going to take Maresca trusting Esteval, trusting Neto, giving João Pedro the tools that he needs to get service to finish.
He's been a bright spark.
He's been great, but he needs service. You can't take off everybody and leave him on and be like, make something out of nothing. It doesn't work like that. And that's what I've seen the last two games. Obviously because of red cards, but bro's starving up there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be tough. I don't know what happens tomorrow. I don't know what happens this weekend, but
managing expectations.
Yeah, I'm managing expectations. Changing my expectations for this side over the course of the season. My goal has been and will always be top four right now. I think that in this moment, that's where we fall. But don't mess with that now. Don't let us get kicked out of the UCL early. Don't let us finish sixth.
If you do that,
that'll be the end of you, Enzo.
If you do that, you'd be fulfilling Jamie Carragher's prophecy of Chelsea not making it out of.
He's a hater, dude.
Yeah,
he's a straight up hater because of what Zola did to him on the touchline. Sat him down twice.
Oh yeah. Real Madrid fans don't like him either.
I mean, it's just known. He's a known Chelsea hater. It's just, and that's cool, but just let's call a spade a spade.
Well,
Jose tomorrow comes back to the bridge.
Yeah.
I think it's a big moment. It's crazy that he doesn't have a statue or any type of, stand named after him.
Isn't it still early?
Yeah, when he passes, we'll probably do that. But
When he passes.
I think it does.
Why would you say?
Why would I say that? Because he broke a promise. He went to Spurs. He went to United.
I think it's the Spurs one
that really cut.
Yeah.
No,
He said. I think his excuse was he was out of a job.
Yeah, he was out of a job. That and the United one. I don't forgive him for that either. So.
Really?
Yeah, I think that might be why we don't give him the flowers that he obviously deserves as 3 Prems. But yeah, he often talks about how his son's a Chelsea fan.
But he's a Dad's fan.
Yeah, he can walk to the stadium. He knows if Chelsea has won or lost by hearing, just opening the window.
But he said this game is with his dad 100%.
That's what he said?
That's what Jose said. Jose said his son is with him.
Okay. Either way, yeah. I mean, I don't blame the kid right? It's hard to recognize my club right now, but
Yeah.
uh,
But yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
we move.
We move. We'll see next two. Yeah, the next two games are not any difficult. So after these 5 games, we'll see where Chelsea's at. Um, Yamal came back for Barcelona against Sociedad, and within a minute, had the game-winning assist. He is a special player. Like he's a special player. Like he's frightening. Like he's cold, bro. He's just cold, and it makes me a little nervous. Marcus Rashford looks like he's getting into gear as well. You want to say something?
Yeah, I mean, oops, that was a little bit loud. Apologies. I think Yamal is obviously very talented. I just didn't get to touch on this last week because I wasn't here, but
Yeah,
the Ballon d'Or
yeah.
awards.
Him being second, I already touched on it.
It's just nuts.
No.
I think Rafinha was
Rafinha,
by
I
far
said
the
same
better
thing.
player.
Same
I
thing.
think I said that during the time in this moment and the moment it occurred last season. And I think the PR that Yamal gets is a little bit. I mean, we're glazing. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I mean, again, like there's no denying his talent. There's
Yeah.
no like he's cold, and I think that I think he will be around. Knock on wood, no injury. I think he'll be around that conversation for a while. But last
Yeah, I
year,
don't like.
no.
I think next year he'll probably finish lower on that list. I think second is just too much.
Yeah, I
like
think so
there's like you gotta let the beat build.
Yeah,
Okay,
I mean,
first year fourth, third, and then go up, and then go up, and then you win the dang thing.
to be fair, like I know there was this whole age thing around him. I think that if you're the best player, you're the best player. If you're whether you were 17 or whether it's the first, I mean, Dembele wasn't nominated before and he came in and won the down one thing. So I just think purely from performances last season, Rafinha was the guy for his team. So
Yeah, out and out, just better, more,
yeah,
more
for
output.
sure. More output, more impact, big games, everything. But again, back to the weekend, Yamal came on and immediately started cooking. Now he can go like more often that game, especially he was going down the byline with his and crossing with his right foot. So he's developing both feet and both directions now, which will make him even better. So came on and game winning assist, and Marcus Rashford looks sharper now. He looks that game against Newcastle kicked him on, and he's looking serious. He had another assist off a corner over the weekend. So Barcelona now lead the table with 1 point, and we're playing catch up. So we'll see how that goes. I don't want to go. Kane breaks the record for fastest person to score 100 goals for a club. 104. The record was with Haaland and Cristiano. When last week he needed two goals in the next game or two, next 2 games I think, to equal or beat the record.
Yeah.
And I said it last week. He's probably going to beat it. Like they're probably going to get 2 penalties, and he scored 1 penalty.
Yeah.
But congratulations to him. That's still a big. I mean, Lewandowski didn't do that. So
Kane, obviously he was odds-on favorite to beat Alan Shearer's goal-scoring record in the Prem, which I heard that next season he most likely will be available.
Yeah.
I think he has a house near Chelsea's training ground, is what I've been told. But I don't even let that stuff excite me because I know we're not gonna bust. You know how much it's not. It break our wage budget structure.
Yeah.
But I think
He'll go back to Tottenham.
oh God.
He'll go back to Tottenham. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, that'd be gross. Yeah, I guess it could happen because Danny Levy's gone.
Yeah.
So the slate is kind of clean.
Yep.
Palette is clean.
Yep.
It's possible. I think that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think so too. But congrats to Harry Kane. That's a big record. And in Italy, AC Milan statement win against Napoli, 2-1. Christian Pulisic has been playing out of his body this season, and of course, Luka Modric is just oozing class. Like it's it's just ridiculous
Yeah,
how good he is.
timeless.
He's just incredible. So they led their team to a statement win against the defending champions. Maybe they're showing intent now. They're joint top with Napoli and Roma, I believe.
Yeah, it was a gritty result for them to kind
Yeah,
of get,
ran a man down. Yeah,
get
yeah,
it out the mud.
get it out the mud. So next, I mean, I'll
That's the
get to
type
a
of
couple.
mentality that my team misses, is lacking. Like, we've had red card and we just fold. Like, that there's teams that when they get a man down, it kind of galvanizes them.
Jose's Chelsea.
Yeah, they just like, all right, word. Word, like they're like, you're not gonna pass us.
Yeah.
There's not that, and it's hard to when you get that, you need to hold on to it because it's not.
It's not easy
It
to
doesn't.
find.
Yeah.
It's not easy to find. People pay big money for stuff like that. But yeah, that's the recap. It was a interesting week. I think we're getting to that stage of the season where it's like keep an eye on everything, the table, the games, because things are just happening left, right, and center all around Europe. Player of the week. We spoke about Pulisic scored and assisted. Kane breaking the record, but Julian Alvarez was just.
Yeah, it's gotta be him.
Yeah, I mean, Madrid Derby, scoring a PK and scoring a free kick. Like, he was tremendous apart from those goals. Just, the yards that he puts in, running left, right, receiving the ball in pockets of space, attacking. He was just phenomenal. So, hurts me to do this, but he has to be the player of the week.
It's a must. He's
Yeah,
a must.
yeah, he was incredible. Okay, respect.
Real recognizes real.
Yeah, respect. And goal of the week, during that many fantastic goals that I saw in the last week. I know I put this on the notes because he's a namesake of mine. Tolu scored his first goal for Wolves in the EFL versus Everton. And he's tall too, just like I am, but he's pacey. And played him in 1v1 and just dinks the keeper, just a little dink. Decent goal ball. Alvarez's free kick.
Yeah, it must be. It's a must.
I mean, this does not give me any joy to do, but I mean, I was desperately looking for another goal to find. So again, if you guys see any goal better than that, please do me the favor and let me know. I will edit this video and choose that goal instead. And while you're at it, please subscribe, like, and share with your friends and leave comments for us, please.
Hit that bell.
Hit that bell, right? So Alvarez, player of the week, goal of the week, double. Yeah, it is what it is, man. It is
what it is.
And games to look forward. You mentioned for you Chelsea playing Benfica. That's a big game. Then they go around and play Liverpool on Saturday, which is ridiculous. And at the Bridge, I think that will be a very, very, very good game.
Yeah, it'll be a big game. I'm interested to see who starts. Reece James had like a little minor injury.
Of course he did.
There.
Of course he did.
The frustrating thing about that is, if you were watching the Brighton game, he came off to attend to that injury scare, and that is when they equalized.
Oh, I didn't watch the game.
So,
I saw the highlights.
So yeah, it was 1-0. Reece came down awkward. He came off to get treatment. They imposed their advantage while he was like, and he came back on, which was frustrating. I mean, not frustrating. I'm happy he did, but it's just like, dude, like,
you could have
thugged it out. And then shortly after, like literally, Trevor Chalobah was exposed. I think that's what it was. Chalobah was exposed 1-on-1, trying to play that right back position.
Yeah.
And then he's playing center back, he's the last man. And he took him out, took that player out, timed the tackle incorrectly, and that was it. That was the game. So anyway, we'll see who starts both games. But I think Cucurella is a must start for both.
Oh, for sure.
And I think Reece is needed because whenever Gusto's given the job, I just
from the I feel like when he's given the job from the start, it's always a problem. It does decent when he comes in.
Yeah, I agree. I concur. I agree.
But when he starts the game, it's just like
it's just too much for him.
Too much. actually, last thing I want to say is I noticed it in the Bayern game. I'm telling you, every game that Cole Palmer plays off the right.
Well, duh. I mean, as a right winger, he's like he cooks. He cooks. The problem is, how do we get everybody in their best cooking position?
Everybody can't come.
Huh?
Everybody can't come.
Yeah.
Everybody
Well, I
can't
mean,
come to the club.
yeah, but I mean, we got to figure out the best way to implement and utilize João Pedro, Pedro Neto, Esteval, and Cole Palmer.
Esteval is a baby.
Well, now that Cole is hurt, he needs to be.
Oh no, of course.
Yeah, he's it's by necessity.
Of course.
I don't like what's happening in terms of him having to. It's like baptism by fire. We're really gonna need to rely on him. We need a player like him before it's done cooking. So
Yeah, we'll see. But I just want to sit down and wax that he's better off on the right.
No, you're right. You're
I'll
right.
say it
100%.
Again and again.
100%. You're 100% right.
Big game, Barcelona playing PSG on Wednesday. So that will be right when this episode drops. That will obviously a big game. We'll see if we can try and do a quick review after the game or something, but more to come on that. Juventus, AC Milan. AC Milan are rewarded by the reward for beating Napoli is to turn around and play Juve away. So that's a big game. And Juve are in decent form. I think they're fourth, I believe. So they've been playing pretty well. They've been scoring goals. Yildiz is cooking, so it'll be a good game. And Leao is back for AC.
Mike Magnan, I know you watched the show, and I heard that like the contract discussions aren't going well.
January is in.
It's just right around the corner.
2-3 months.
We're still world champions for 4 years, so focus on that part of it. And calm chills.
We'll see. Hey, we'll see if he listens to you.
He does. He watches.
Lastly, for us, we're playing Lesotho. Nigeria playing Lesotho.
Oh goodness gracious! If we don't win that,
I don't know why the game's on Monday though, which is crazy. But
is it even international break?
Next week.
Okay.
Next weekend.
Okay.
But I mean, we'll see. I don't know how it is on Monday. Our chances are very, very low anyway. So I might not even watch the game. I will watch the game.
We'll watch it. We have no business losing to Lesotho.
And we'll win, and it won't be convincing. Like 1-0.
Yeah.
Or 2-1 or something silly like that.
Silly.
But maybe
when we really should be beating the brakes off of everybody to just try and hope and wish ourselves into the 48-team World Cup that we're not making.
48 teams that we're not there is wild, actually. It's actually wild. But
dishonor.
Yeah, but anyway, that's the show. Welcome back from injury. Welcome back from injury.
Thank you.
Make sure you do your post-game stretches.
Yeah, September was not kind to me or my club, but we move. October's my birthday month. We got a final for my club, my personal local club, on Thursday. Hopefully, we come back with a dub, and we start off October in a better note for all the teams we all support.
All the best. And thank you guys for watching again. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. If you watched to the end of this video, you are a real one. We appreciate you. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.